live in 3, 2, 2, go.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, Southeast. Good morning, East Coast, West Coast, wherever you are. Goodness, I haven't done this in a long time. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for being at the Daily Huddle. And I got a terrible question for you. Saurel, I got a great question for you.
I thought you said it was terrible.
I don't know.
Fire away, buddy.
What kind of shorts do clouds wear?
Clouds?
Yeah. Oh, you know who's here? Andrea is here. Wait,
Let's ask her the question.
Let me say the question again. Andrea. This is like deja vu. Andrea, I have a great question for you. What kind of shorts do clouds wear?
Shorts?
Yes.
The funny ones? I don't know.
Saurel, what do you say? Which one?
Fluffy.
Thunderpants.
That's good.
I know it's terrible, but you're laughing because they're so bad. They're terrible. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here. Today is June 23, 2023. Look, really, thank you for being here. It is not a small thing that you're here, Chase. Really, it's not. Andrea, thank you for being here. Rashida, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. And it is not a small thing that you woke up this morning. I mean, it's about 3 million people or 4 million people don't wake up every morning. It's a brutal reality for some of us. For some people, and you're here, so I thank you for being here. All right, so let's anchor ourselves before we dive into our fascinating question of today. And today's question is, just so that you guys know, these are the 3 secrets for effective leadership that no one tells you about. 3 secrets for effective leadership that nobody tells you about. And let's anchor ourselves before we dive into these 3 secrets. Andrea, quick question for you, Andrea. Where are you and one thing you're grateful for?
I am right where I need to be, which is right here. And I'm grateful for the usage of words in Spanish in an English context. I like being bilingual. I am grateful for the knowledge of being bilingual.
Yes, grateful for being bilingual. I love that. Thank you, Andrea. Chase, are you able to speak, Chase? I know you're not on camera.
Grand Rising, how are you?
Hey, man, Chase, I've never heard you serious in my entire life.
Is this serious to you?
First time I hear you in a serious tone. And I am grateful for you being serious today. Great. Chase, 2 questions for you, Chase. Who are you? One person that you're going to hug today. And how are you?
I'm not serious, just to let the balloon, let the air out on that one. How am I? As we always say, I am how I say I am. And today I am vibrant, actually, with a soft beginning. And today I will hug a great friend of mine at the place where I work out. The great people over there. And so I'm going to give them a hug today.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Saurel, last question for you. What time is it, Saurel?
It's now, Gio. It's now. Always now.
It's the only time available. I really have been looking for something else for a long time, but it doesn't show up. Well, very good. Well, let's dive in together. And I'm very happy that you're here, Saurel, given our partnership. Maybe we can dance together.
Yeah, let's dance together.
So today's topic is, and this is a critical one, 3 secrets about effective leadership that no one really tells you about. And you know, I've been around this field of leadership for a while, and I've been fascinated by it. And I went to school, and one of my concentrations in my undergraduate degree was international affairs with a concentration in international business. And for those of us who study international affairs, what it mostly is about is there are 3 aspects: international economics, how does the economy and the world gets created? It's a lot of history. Then it is about religion, how the impact of religion in the world affairs. And way back since the Romans, right? How did religion impacted the world affairs? And it's all around leadership, and then the impact of politics. And so it's a little bit of political science, it's a little bit of economics, it's a little bit of history. And that's a little bit of the international affairs world. And then I had this concentration in international business. And international business was about studying the biggest, if you will, the biggest movers and shakers of the world, the Googles, the Apples, right? The Airbnbs of the world. How do they impact history? And how do they impact decision making? And then later on, then I went to get a master's, and the master's was in the management and the science of management, the art and science of effective leadership. What was it? What was the master's? I even forgot. The management, the science and art. No. Anyways, it was in management and leadership, the master's. And the entire master's was about case studies of large organizations, case studies of NASA, case studies of big organizations, and how did they manage to put teams together to get to a particular result. And personally, none of that studying, none of that curiosity in the world of business gave me access to being an effective leader. So studying more about leadership did not give me access for effective leadership. And that was really interesting, if you will, given that there was a lot of studying about it that I did. And I was really interested about it. I wasn't studying because I had to study. I wasn't studying because someone was hoping I was going to get a degree. I did not have that expectation for myself. I was truly studying the fields I chose because I found them fascinating. I found history fascinating. I find politics fascinating. I find religion fascinating. And I find leadership fascinating. And so I was curious. And no matter how curious I was and how much knowledge I was getting, it wasn't giving me access to being an effective leader with others. So then I started looking at a different world, and the other world was personal growth and development. And most of you who sign up for the Daily Huddle are really big into growth and development. And so that's something I really like about our community. And personal growth and development began to give me access to leadership. That's how it gave me access to leadership. It wasn't how much I knew about leaders and about history that gave me access to effective leadership. Certainly, it gave me an authority for a conversation, but not effective leadership. And personal growth and development gave me access to knowing myself. And what I discovered in the process is that the more I knew myself, the more I knew others. The more I understood myself, my likes and dislikes, what triggered me, what didn't trigger me, and the more access I had to my own humanity, the more access I had to others' humanity. I think, was it Socrates who said, an unexamined life is not worth living? And that was the beginning for me to get access to being effective with others. That was the beginning for me. It wasn't more knowledge necessarily. So as we, Saurel, I know we did not plan this, but as we dance, and I haven't told you the 3 secrets, so I'm sorry, I'm not telling you the 3 secrets yet. I wanted to create some context.
Don't worry about it. They're secrets after all.
Yes.
You don't know them, except by the end of this conversation, they'll no longer be secrets.
Yes. Saurel, what was the beginning for you to have access to effective leadership? What would you say?
The beginning for me was the discovery of one thing, like really one thing. And for over 20 years now, I've been anchoring myself in that one thing to both influence myself and influence others, which is really what leadership is. To influence in a way that when somebody says, yes, I'm going to do something, they're not doing it because I'm forcing it, but they're doing it because they end up owning it. And that one thing for me, Gio, was the thing I call integrity. Like you, I studied, but one of the studies I did, many people may not know this, but I spent over 11 years studying to become the equivalent of a priest. It was through the Church of Religious Science, and I was studying to become a practitioner, someone that people would come to and say, work with me, intercede for me, help me lead myself. And even there, I didn't find it. I was frustrated. And then I discovered something that goes like this. And I always link it to the phrase in the Bible that says, knock and it shall be opened unto you, ask and it shall be given unto you. And it's like, well, gosh, how come I knock and it doesn't open? How come I ask and it's not given? What's going on? And then I discovered my part in the game. My part in the game is that, yes, you have it all. You can ask for anything, and you have to say it and act according to what you say. So what I discovered was integrity. A very simple way. It was like, oh, so if I want something in my life and I want others to have things in their lives and I want an organization to work somehow, some way, I have to discover a way to have myself relate to what I want as a promise I made, and to have others relate to what they're saying as promises, not as promises I'm making because you want to hear a promise from me, but because I'm making it. And the only way I make it and the only time I make it, it's because I'm meaning to keep it. And man, when I discovered that, I said, this is it. You can study leadership all you want. You can study management all you want. You can study religion all you want, which I did. And I never had a reliable access to being effective until I started to relate to what I say. Like I say, this project is done, and when it's done, it looks like this. The minute I say what it looks like, I've promised everything it takes to make it real. And until I began to relate to myself and others like that, Jill, I didn't have a reliable access to leading myself or others.
Well, thank you, Saurel. Thank you. That is so great. So we are exploring two things, the beginning of effective leadership. And let me know, I think my signal is low. So let me know if you can.
We're hearing you really well.
Okay. So we're saying an unexamined life is not worth living. So the beginning of personal growth is to examine yourself. And then Saurel is saying the second key here, and these are all bonuses, the second key here, which is having a relationship with one word with impeccability. Do what you say you're going to do, mean what you say, right? And give others access to that. So, okay, so here we go with the first secret to effective leadership. First secret that no one tells you about, but it's not true that no one tells you about it. But here's the secret, and then I'm going to give you a little twist. The first secret to effective leadership, I couldn't sum it up better than Zig Ziglar when he said, when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Zig Ziglar said it so great. When you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Now, what do people want? That's a great question to ponder. What do people want? People want different things. People want recognition. People want appreciation. People want money. People want confidence. People want peace of mind. So in your environment, in the environment that you're in, if you don't have a business and you don't have a team, you certainly have a family. And with your family, you want to be looking at what gets in your way. This is the twist. What's in your way to giving your family, if you don't have a team or already a company, to giving your family recognition, to giving your family intimacy, to giving your family appreciation, to giving your family love, to give your family a sense of being part of something bigger than them. What's in your way? And if you do have a team, then you want to look as a leader, you want to look, what's in my way of giving people what they want? What's in my way of doing it? And you want to discover what's in your way of looking at that, because knowing that the first secret of effective leadership is, like Zig Ziglar said it, when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Knowing that is not going to make any difference, but actually being in the inquiry of what's in your way of giving people what they want, or creating an environment, a structure so that people can thrive. What's in your way of creating that, or being in the inquiry of that? That will unleash you if you find what's in your way. I'm going to give you the second one, and then we'll talk about it. The second one is people, ready? People eventually become the way that you see them. People eventually become the way that you see them. So this is a little bit counterintuitive. Most people that I talk to, and in our consulting, in our coaching business, they're looking for great people, Where are my great people? Where are the people that graduated from Harvard, from Oxford, from MIT? Where are my great people with great experience, right? And I want to make sure that I just get the best ones. Well, in the process of you finding them, you want to elevate your leadership. And how you elevate your leadership is to looking at people way bigger than they see themselves. Eventually, they become that. And you want to discover for yourself what gets in your way of seeing people big. What's in your way? So I've had the chance, Saurel and I have the chance to really coach the greatest minds in their own industry. It's really a privilege of my life to work with people beyond my pay grade, people who are just phenomenal at what they do. And when I ask them, how do you see people? Many see people very small. People say, well, the people I work with, they're not very bright about this. They want to wait until I tell them something. They don't really think logically. They don't really put the dots together. They're really waiting to be told what to do. Some version of this, right? And so I want you to consider that as a leader, the people that you lead, and if you don't have a team, then your family or the people that you lead have a cap on their growth. And their cap on their growth is how you see them. How you see them is their limitation. If you take away the cap, if you take away the ceiling of how you see the people around you, they are able to do that for themselves as well. Now, it takes a little something. It takes some growth and development. It takes some integrity. It takes something for you to see how you limit people, how around you people are small. Now, most people who hear this is like, no, I never make people small. That's if you think you don't make people small, then you are making people small. But if you could see it for yourself, like, yeah, I kind of see people small. Then that's how one uncovers one's ceiling. It's counterintuitive in many ways, And the third one is, are you guys, okay, good. Saurel, I saw you just looking in one direction and I wasn't sure if I was frozen. And the third one is, when you connect when you connect people with something bigger than themselves, than their own individuality, they can unleash who they are. What I mean by that is connect people to something bigger, connect people to a mission, something bigger than themselves and something bigger than your own self. People follow people first before they follow a vision. But as an instructor used to tell me once, you must connect people with a mission. Otherwise, they're only following you. And you as an individual you have a big limitation. You don't want people to follow you. You want people to reinvent themselves around a mission. This is something that has really completely changed my life. When I discover that people are willing to do more, way more for an environment, for a mission, for a cause, for a crusade, than they're willing to do for a paycheck, when you discover that, you unleash your leadership. So here are the 3 secrets. The 3 secrets is connect people to something bigger than themselves, create an environment when they feel appreciated, they feel loved, they feel part of something, but that they feel that they're part of something bigger than they are. The second one is see people way bigger than they can see themselves. Their limitations is how you see them. Just consider that. It's not the truth, but just consider that. Your family's limitation is the way you see them. Not the truth, but powerful way to consider something. And the last one is when you give people enough of what they want, when you give enough people what they want, you get what you want. So those are the 3 secrets. So anything you want to add, or any comments, any questions from anybody?
Man, I love the 3 secrets, and now it's time for somebody else to chime in. What are you getting from the 3 secrets? What are you seeing for yourself? Questions, comments?
Any questions, any comments? I know there's a lot to chew on. Go ahead, Chase.
Well, first of all, I'm a huge Zig Ziglar follower. I've been listening to him for years. So when you said that, help people get what they want and you can get anything you want. When I first heard that, my brain like tingled, I'm sure. I was like, oh, I think I was in my 20s when I heard that. And what I want to say about that is, to me, that's one of the biggest secrets. When we take the focus off of ourselves and kind of like give away our gifts a little bit, make people happy with them. And my dad told me that when I was younger. He said, if you want to become happy really quickly, give something away that you really, really love. It can be a material item. It can be a piece of advice, but watch it on the other end. Watch how happy the other person is and get a high on that. Do that continually. And he was right. I did it continually, but I also enlisted the curve of doing what I love to do and giving it away to other people, which became colossal. And then it built my whole career. I kept doing it over and over and over again. And then all of a sudden people started to pay me. I was like, oh, this is for me? Wow, thanks. I appreciate it. They didn't know I would do it for free back when I didn't have to get the money. So that's really powerful. And I agree with that totally.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for your comment. I'm not surprised that you are someone who heard about Zig Ziglar and follows Zig Ziglar. Ron.
Amazing. I just see I got a long way to go. I've got a long way to go. I'm listening to all the 3 secrets, and I was like, damn. I'm just like keep choking up. But it's something that I heard before. I heard them all, but with the power of the daily huddle is really everything is newly hearing. It's like a newly hearing it, like never really heard it. I heard it before, but I'm hearing it from another perspective, which is excellent. So again, like I said, most of the time I'm working the making. So that's the only place I can get this injection is at the Daily Huddle. So I'm definitely gonna start looking at the world differently with this. Yeah, this is great talk, great topic.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron. That is awesome. Thank you so much. And I like what Florence also is putting in the chat. Florence said, in order to give people what they want, what they want, you have to be interested in them. Find out what they want, right? Thank you, Florence. Thank you. Thank you. It's critical.
Good morning.
Rashida, go ahead, Rashida. And then you, Andrea, and then we wrap up. Sorel, I left you a little message on the chat. Can you please take a look at it? Go
Good
ahead,
morning.
Rashida.
Good morning, everyone. Gio, I started to listen to you, but at the same time, I was listening to my grandpapa in the back of my head in Spanish. So I was like, wait a minute. Did he say be a leader? If you really go into a room and you want to be seen, you have to really hack the act or play the role as a leader. And one of the things that I find out with my workers, I always say to my workers, you don't work for me, you work with me. And it gives a different concept. Every time I start to hire anyone, I say, listen, I'm not hiring to work for me. I want you to work with us. And when you give that concept to that individual or anyone that you're working with, you give them a different perspective. Have they given a different performance once they working with you and not for you? But thank you. I love our 3 points that you gave. Well taken, written down. I'm going to practice them. Thank you so much, Gio.
Thank you, Rashida. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for bringing your grandpa into the conversation. Andrea.
This discussion trigger, actually was listening to a podcast this morning about the importance of when you're trying to make a connection, be a listener first. So this is what trigger for me in this discussion about the secrets is more about the others instead of you. So when you become a true listener, you are prepared to have good questions that will trigger some other people to respond about truly what they're feeling. Because as business coaches or business entrepreneurs, people may come to us and say, hey, how do you overcome this fear of being successful or being a leader? Instead of you giving an answer, you should say, well, tell me more about it. What is the fear you're feeling? What is the thing? And then you start uncovering things that are truly making you, in those 3 secrets that you put, the context around being a good listener.
Powerful, Andrea. Thank you for creating that. And thank you for bringing that from the conversation as well. The power of listening. Leaders read, leaders listen. Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for playing with this conversation. Thank you for being part of the family. And I'm going to be the first one the first one of the hosts who wants to make this amazing announcement. We are going to create our Daily Huddle live in-person event in August. So I can't wait to see you. Please make sure you bring your friends. Please make sure you bring your family. We're going to have a whole day of fun, of networking, of insights, of power, all these things that create a better future, to think forward. So we're not going to give you yet the place. We're not going to give you yet an opportunity to register. So you wait for next week for the place and for the place to register. But we can't wait to have you. It's going to be on August 12th. So please go ahead and put it in your calendar, August 12th. There is limited seating because I know we're a big family, and I do hope that all of you come. Very good. Saurel, would you like to end today, or you want me to end it?
Go ahead and end it, Gio. I love to hear you say, hug the trees. eat
Yes,
trees.
hug the trees. All right, so for this weekend and for the rest of your life, there are 7 tenets or 8 tenets to reinvent your life around. The first one is love. Love always. You can't control love, but love controls everything. Love. The second one, critical, is stress less. Look for a friend, have a conversation. There's only one life. This is it. This is all there is. Might as well stress less. Eat more plant-based. Get closer to the trees. Hug the trees. Eat the trees. Eat more plant-based. Smile. Stretch your cheeks. That really help with the wrinkles. Stretch your cheeks. Really laugh out loud. You don't have to do Botox. However you are works. You're a beautiful person. Let yourself smile with a big, big, big smile. Run or walk every day. We say here move, but here's what I mean by move. Walk every day. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes after lunch. That's 20 minutes a day. That will give you way more years of your life. Walk every day. Sleep at least 7 hours. If you can't sleep, read a book. Read a book. I promise you, your brain will say, okay, fine, I'm going to sleep. You don't need to take a pill to go to sleep. Read a book. Read a book. Don't worry about the pills. Read a book. You'll see what happens. And then finally, give. Give what you got. Give your jealousy away. Give your resentment away. There's a lot of things to give. Give all of it. Give all of it. And you see how it continuously come back to you. I love you. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Saurel loves you more. Have a phenomenal weekend. Bye-bye.
Tonight. So yeah, make sure y'all share it so that other people know that I'm live and they can get the information. Take notes. So that we're going to talk about how to get your bills and you got paid.
Bye-bye, Rashida.
Have a good day, guys. I guess the event